Jacob is not an independent person. He depends on us for most everything. Jake's living rent-free.
He doesn't pay any money for food.
We are paying for his car insurance, his phone.
I spend about $500 a month supporting him. He's not applying for jobs. I actually apply for jobs for him under his name. Jay doesn't make doctor's appointments. He never takes a yearly checkup with the dentist.
We've done everything for him.
Jake is definitely overwhelmed with everything in life.
We are at our wits' end at this point.
I think sometimes in our lives, we get so used to something that it becomes normal for us. We live with something so long that we get to thinking, this is just the way people live. This is the way things are. They actually decided this young man, he graduated college. He went to graduate school. And they're telling me he can't take a shower? Are you me? He can't take a shower? I'm like, come on. You're saying, is there a force holding him back? Yeah, it's you. It's the necessity. You've got to require people to do things. People form their self-image and their self-esteem by observing themselves master their world, master their universe. They do. When a kid gets out of the car for kindergarten and walks up that sidewalk to that giant building and goes through that door with his Star Wars lunch pail and walks in there and sits down and gets through that first day, he or she says to themselves, I did that. I got out of the car and walked up there. And I sat down in there for 3 hours on my own, by God. And then they walk out of there a foot taller. Or their mother can carry them in there, like, here, come on, baby, come on, and put them in there. That kid didn't get to walk up that sidewalk. They didn't get to do that. They didn't get to observe themselves doing that, and you cheat that kid out of that experience. And here's this college graduate with a year of graduate school saying he's incapacitated, he can't take a shower. He's lazy. Clean up your room, get off your ass, get a job, get out there and make something out of yourself. Are you kidding me? Of course, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm not, but I could be. What did you think?
I mean, I think you nailed it. You always talk about you become what you believe about yourself, right?
Yeah.
And I think, and all of us do that. I mean, all of you guys do it too. You become what you believe, right? And I just think this is one of those situations where he believes it, the parents believe it, and so everyone's just sliding down. But I mean, I think I think the fact that they all admitted he's capable was like a turning point in terms of only they were buying that script.
Yeah.
But I think they need to hear that we weren't. You know, I think that was really helpful for him.
And the whole point about Mike being a coach, a lot of people say they're life coaches, but they don't actually have training and experience. Mike has training and experience. And the difference between a life coach and a therapist is a therapist goes down the road of assuming that there is some mental illness involved and that mental illness is the root of the issue. A life coach goes down the path of saying mental illness may or may not be involved, but it is not the root of the issue. It is behavioral. You change the environment, you change the behaviors, and you can change the outcome. It doesn't assume that something has to be broken other than behaviors. Change the behavior, change the outcome. Let's coach you into doing things different. And that's what you're going to do with him, right?
Yeah, I can't wait.